How do you deal with struggle? It's something that we're all going to face. Struggle is something that we're all going to experience in our life. So, how do you respond to struggle? I think there's a big difference between responding and reacting. I think when we react from something or to something, we are responding in a way of panic. Reacting means we are moving quickly within that turn of events. So we don't want to react, we want to respond. How are we responding to struggle? Well, I think that the first thing we have to do when we respond with when we deal with struggle is why are we dealing with the struggle? What's the reason? Guys, most of the time when you deal with struggle because of some type of decision that you made. Some form of decision that you made or action that you made is the reason why you are in this struggle that you're dealing with. Now, not all the time, but most of the time when we make a mistake or we're in this struggle form, it is because of our own decisions and our own path. So, how do you respond is huge, okay? One of the worst ways to respond is with blame. Guys, if you are living a life full of blaming others, you're never going to grow and you're never going to achieve what you want to achieve in life. You cannot live a life full of blame. Take all mistakes, all accidents, and all struggles that you're dealing with to yourself and take it as if it was your fault. Okay? Stop playing the victim, stop playing the blame game. Now listen, I love this quote from Bill Gates. He says, "You cannot control how you're born. You cannot control how you're born." Meaning, if you're born into poverty, you can't help that. If you're born without knowing your parents, you can't help that. If you are born with a terrible mom or a terrible dad, you can't help that. If you're born poor, you can't help that. But if you die poor, if you die broke, that's your fault. Okay? If you die poor or broke or sad or alone, that's probably your fault. Okay? Let me tell you a little bit about me and my struggles that I've been with. Guys, I've been homeless before. I'm not going to sit here and beat around the bush. I lived in my car for 3 years in 2011. For 3 months in 2011. I lived in my car in 2011 for about 3 months. I'd resigned from my job. I'd lost my job, so I resigned from my job from a church that I was working for. And I wasn't ready to move home. I had gotten into debt, and I could not get out of the situation. I had nowhere to live. I couldn't afford a house payment. I couldn't afford anywhere to pay, so I had to live in my car. Fortunately, the church still allowed me to go there, and I still had a key and access. So while I was still on staff for the last remaining month of my contract, I essentially lived at the church sometimes. I washed my hands and my hair at the church, and then I had to go home. I eventually had to go home because I couldn't afford any of that anymore, and I had to get myself off of that struggle. Now, I would say at that point in my life, I was hitting rock bottom at that time. And rock bottom is exactly what I needed. And maybe you need to hit rock bottom. Maybe you need to hit that bottom because and this is a cliche quote, but when you're at rock bottom, the only way to go is up, okay? Now, so number one is stop blaming people. Number two is evaluate why you're struggling. Okay, so stop blaming and evaluate why you are struggling. What's going on? How can you fix this problem? There is a lesson in the struggle. There is strength in the struggle. There is reason in the struggle. Every single time there's a struggle, there's a way out of it and a way to overcome it. And there's also a reason why you're struggling it in a way that you can help somebody else. So what can you learn from the struggle that you're in right now? What can you learn that you're in the struggle right now from that struggle? And how can you help somebody else that's going to go through it eventually? Okay, I truly believe that when we embrace struggle, when we embrace the struggle, look at it from the perspective of, okay, how can I learn from this and how can I get out of it? You then can learn from that and to help other people and to better yourself and to better others. And then lastly, the third thing I want to tell you that you need to look at whenever you're struggling and think about is that you're not alone. Guys, whatever your struggle is, whatever you're going through right now, whatever it is, someone else is going through the same struggle that you are. Now, you may not know that person, but that person is out there and they're going through the same struggle that you are going through. You are not alone. I want you to know that. Listen, you are not alone in the struggle. You are not alone in the struggle. Okay? You can and you will come out of the struggle. You can and you will come out of it. I promise you. Okay? Embrace the struggle. Don't blame anyone for it. Take credit for your own actions. Okay? Learn from it. Why are you in the struggle? How can you get out of it? What can you learn? And how can you help somebody else who's going to go through it? And then thirdly, know that you are not alone in the struggle. You are not alone in the struggle. You are strong enough. You are brave enough. You are good enough. You are meant for more. You are meant for greatness. You are designed with a purpose. You are designed to do great things. You will do great things. It's already proclaimed that. I'm proclaiming that over you right now, that you are going to achieve greatness. You have a gift that everyone in this world needs. You're going through the struggle right now because you have to have the strength to be able to give that gift that you have to others. I want you to know that today. You have the strength to get through it. You have the strength in the struggle. In fact, the strength is in the struggle. Go through the struggle. Embrace the struggle. In a weird way, love the struggle so that you can get out of it and help everyone else that comes in your path, in your life, that is going to go through the same struggle that you're going through right now. And also know this, that there is somebody else right now going through this same exact struggle that you're going through. You're not alone. You have what it takes. You are good enough. Go out, embrace the day, embrace this new year of 2020, and go out and do great things because you are destined for great things. You are destined to fulfill a purpose that you specifically have, you uniquely have, and you can do it. I believe in you. Others believe in you. We all love you. We're here to support you. You can do it. Embrace the struggle. Remember, don't blame people. Don't blame people for the struggle. Find the reason and learn the lesson, and then know that you're not alone. Have a great week. Have a great rest of your new year. Have a great year, guys. Go tackle 2020. I love you. See you later.